Draft night. We haven't spoken since then. What was it like to be in the middle of the first round of a draft where quarterbacks went 6 of the first dozen? You're sitting there, and I'm sure, again, you're not in this quarterback game, and unless you were, you know what I mean? Like it kind of is a bit of a mystery what your approach might have been and what it was like to watch all those quarterbacks go right in front of you. Dennis.
Yeah, look, the reality is I was kind of excited to see all the quarterbacks go because at the spot that we were picking at, quarterback wasn't a high priority at that spot. And so when you see those quarterbacks going, that means they're pushing some other players down the board to you. And so I felt like this year, a lot of things kind of lined up for us in terms of how we had players graded on the board and in terms of what our needs were. And so obviously offensive tackle was a huge need for us. We felt like it was a really good draft for offensive tackles. And we felt like, in particular, once the quarterback started going off the board, we felt like there was a good chance that one of those guys was going to fall to us. And certainly, that happened.
And if you're willing to share, I'll ask anyway. Surprised by the rival in your division, 8th overall, choosing one of those rookie quarterbacks? Dennis?
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I was a little surprised that they did that, and yet, I think anytime you identify somebody that you think has a chance to be your quote unquote franchise quarterback, then I don't ever think that's a bad move to take that player. So. Yeah, certainly I was a little surprised by that, and I know that that's a player that they're really one of the two, Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix, one of the two is not going to be on the field, and so that's one less weapon that they have.
Taliesin Fuanga is the guy that you chose, and is he plug and play left tackle for you?
Yeah, I think that's the thought process right now is that we're going to start him out on the left side. That's where we've been working him the last couple of weeks. He's looked pretty good over there. I tell you, the thing that I really like about the player, I think he's a tough, nasty player. And I think that's something that we can use up front on our offensive line. I think offensively, our ability to be a little bit more physical, a little bit more nasty, I think is something that we need to be.
And you're going to serve more Kool-Aid on Bourbon Street, I guess, now that you drafted that kid in second round. What did you like about him? What do you think?
Listen, I thought probably one of the smarter, more instinctive players that I've seen in a while. And so I really like the fact that he had some inside-outside flexibility in terms of the corner position. I loved his intelligence and his instincts. And I think, look, you have to be smart to play in a Nick Saban defense. And I thought he, did that extremely well.
And lastly, in terms of your draft, 5th round, you kind of hung out 3rd and 4th rounds best you could through the draft. And then we were all wondering, sitting up there on the NFL Network draft set, where would Spencer Rattler wind up? And it wound up him going to your team. What is your plan for the kid at quarterback?
Look, I think the plan is that he comes in and really basically competes, and we'll let the cards kind of play out as they do. I think we were excited about the fact that we got into the 5th round and he was still there. I think, from where we had him graded on our board, we felt like this player was probably more of a 2nd or 3rd round talent, and the fact that he was still sitting there in the 5th round, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact there were 6 quarterbacks already taken in this draft, and that's a little bit of a unique position in terms of the draft. So the fact that he fell all the way to us to the 5th round, we were really excited about that. He's got tremendous talent, and now it's just about getting him in here, teaching him the things that we want him to know and be able to execute the things that we want him to be able to execute.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.